usually it's the guy right at Flint Ridge runs it. So.
Okay. Well, then, is it public comment?
I got one. Just take a minute. I'm new in the area. I live in Bowling Green Township. And I'd like to take the time to shake Donnie's hand and congratulate him on a good job. And wish you the best of luck in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Okay.
I'd like to make a couple of comments what Don said about the park committee. Since I was one of the original members of the park committee, I can tell you why some people weren't volunteering anymore. It was mainly because of all the negative comments that were being made at the meetings constantly about what the park committee is not doing. And I don't know about Vicky, but I know Vicky was there for all the first meetings. I was there. We tried to come up with a plan of how to run the building a lot better, to have better documentation, which there wasn't any before. There was no documentation, no accountability of the money coming in and out. No calendar, which is the only,
You went to Jenny, I had a calendar.
well, no, when I asked for it, it was gone. When I asked for it on public records, that calendar was disappeared. And I've got records of that coming back saying, what, the calendar?
Keep it, you keep it for
Well, that's
years.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's public
Yeah.
record, that should be kept.
Yeah.
The only way to verify anybody renting that building and how much they paid and how much was coming in was with that calendar. There was no other documents. So we remedied all that. We had all kind of additional paperwork made up to make the park committee up and to have, you know, some kind of documentation available how things were gonna be run. And Barb has done that. And for you to take her off just because of some personality issues about what they're doing is ridiculous. There's nothing being said here about what she did wrong as far as all the efforts that she's put in to date. All of the hours and hours of free time she's put in on the park committee. Nothing. It's just a personality issue. And that to me is ridiculous, and I appreciate Ben at least voting no on that. Same thing with taking a person off of the rolls. Never even asked the person, I'm sure. Nobody was even asked whether they were going to be, whether they wanted to take off the rolls or not. So that's totally ridiculous too. You just make these decisions and never even consult anybody, never even give them an option to say, well, yeah, I'd like to be on or whatnot.
Well,
As far as,
neither of those guys have worked in 2 years.
well, I know that, but the only reason they're not working, Harold's not working because nobody's calling. That's exactly why he's not working, because you guys decided, well, he's out, so he's not going to be
You
called.
wanna tell me, let me tell you exactly
No,
why you
don't worry about it.
No, I wouldn't.
Don't worry about it. I just think it's ridiculous to do it that way. The only reason he's not working is because nobody called him. I can just tell you that. Insurance being the highest, I got the public records to prove you were the highest. Maybe,
Right here it is.
now hang on, depends on what year you're talking about, Don. Let's not go in semantics. We
Okay.
know when I first initially talked about this issue in the Beekman, I had all the numbers, I got it off Jenny, I've still got them. I'm not talking about now.
Do you
I'm
still
talking-
have the
this
risk
is talking
going?
about-
I mean, it's over,
But he's
it's
bring-
done.
he brought it
It's
up.
done.
Yeah,
He
Chorpenning
was
brought it up to
clarifying
Beacon.
things
That's
that
why I
happened.
brought it up.
Medicare,
You
same
guys
thing.
put stuff in that paper, you put it the way you want it, and
Will you
whether
let
it's
me
true
have
or
my
not.
public comments and shut up?
Isn't 3 minutes up?
Would you let me have my public
Isn't 3
comments?
minutes up?
Yeah, give him his
That's
5
what I thought.
minutes. Give him his 5 minutes.
3 minutes about it.
The Medicare mix-up,
Stealing from leads is stealing
why,
from me.
you're bringing it up now all while I didn't make a mistake. I brought it up for 2 or 3 months ahead of time and asked you guys, hey, why is this happening? Even showed the law, and nobody did anything about it, just were smug up there saying, well, hey, it's no problem, it's no big deal. And then Jeff ended up not signing the check, and what happens? The president over here, Dan, ridicules him for not signing the check because he realized it was
You're getting it
illegal.
mixed up, that wasn't right.
Oh, yeah?
I
That was
I
my
didn't
check.
sign his check because he didn't sign Barb's check.
Well,
That's right.
that
You
might have been
guys are
another
screwing
check,
it
but there
up.
were 2
Oh, yeah.
checks.
That's
Yeah,
right.
both of them were
That's
mine.
what it was about.
So as far as the mix-up goes, I don't understand why there's a mix-up because it was brought up for months,
Time's up.
you
Anybody
know?
else?
Okay, let him.
Rebuttal.
Yeah, okay, well, in '09, before I got on Medicare, I probably was the highest. The older you are, the higher
Right.
the insurance.
You got
Okay.
it, you got it, there you go.
Here's-
So don't say something that's
Here's
not true.
'09, Jeff's was 1,084, mine was 877. So how do you get, I'm the highest.
When I first started researching the records, Don, and I printed an article just for that, at that particular point in time, I pointed out you were the highest. And guess what? You were on Medicare.
Okay,
How the hell
that's-
could you and your wife be the highest when you're on Medicare when that's
That's-
primary and secondary?
You can't, okay?
Well, you
We're not
were.
gonna Get anywhere with him.
You
Don.
were.
I know,
No.
I know, it.
It's not the
But
high.
it just gripes my ass.
I know it. Okay, anybody else? Okay, I make a motion, we pay bills.
I second. But he don't wanna hear why Slim's not working, I can tell the rest of it if you wanna hear it. You can go out and look at the truck, there's tobacco juice everywhere, you can't get it all. We give him a brand new truck to drive, and we clean ditches. I told him, I said, Slim, use the air conditioner, we got air conditioner on it, leave the windows up, we avoid dust. The next thing we knew, that truck had that much dust in it, we had to bring it in, blow it out. Okay, he was going down the road spitting, he was coming clear around on the dash. I told him, we don't pay those guys that much money. I said, we're not in that big a hurry, stop and spit. He didn't do it. And me and Jack had to clean the truck. And if you've ever gotten a truck with someone spit all over, it's not good. And you can't get it off, so much still in there. Okay, we was putting a culvert in on Somerset Road. I had the backhoe digging. He was parked beside me. A car was coming up the road, so he moved. When he moved, he hit the backhoe. There's a dent. It's still in there, which I didn't say nothing about. Okay? We was mowing. I had Jack and Sam out mowing. Jim and Slim always went out as weed eaters and done the guardrails and the mailboxes. Okay? We had them all done. So I told them guys they wasn't gonna work. You know, we didn't have anything to do that right then. So Jeff come to me, it wasn't me, but Jeff come to me and said, have you got something Slim can do? Said he needs the money. And I said, Jeff, there's nothing to do. They've already done it. Well, but he needs some money. Can you find something for him to do? We had the old yellow Dodge, and I said, okay, he can go out and follow the guys around. If they break down, he can bring them back. And I said he can take a weed eater while he's at it, and he can weed eat some. So he did. Up on Honda Hills, right in front of Mike Pritchard's, he weed eated that mailbox. When he left, he threw the weed eater in the back of the truck, and Sam told him, said, Slim, that's gonna roll out there, you better put it on. No, I've been putting it there all day, and it's never fell out. He left and come back to the building, it was gone. I was in Zanesville at a meeting, and I just pulled in as they all got here. And he blamed me. Well, you come up to the Township house and took it out of the truck. I said, Slim, I just pulled in. Well, then Richard got it. So I got Richard, and he said, well, I ain't been over there all day, I ain't seen it. It fell out of the truck. We all went and hunted it, we couldn't find it. So it was $300, but we'd had it for a couple of years, it wasn't brand new. And I said, well, we lose spud bars and shovels when we're out doing stuff. I said, if you don't lose something once in a while, you're not working. So we'll buy a new one. That was it. Till we come to the meeting, and Jeff brought it up. When are we gonna buy a new weed eater at Slim Ross? And then he started. Oh, you guys should write down every tool that goes out of here. Truck, whoever's got it. You know, so that's why Slim's not working. So I'll tell you.
So we're talking about something that happened, what, in 2006, 2006?
And he's not working
5?
today, is he?
Any of the stuff written up, by the way, is there, do you guys actually have a personnel record on these guys and
I'll tell you
actually
something.
document all this stuff like he's just throwing out there?
I'll tell you something else.
I mean, a proper manager would probably have a record of that, wouldn't he?
I can bring Jim Jenkins in here and he'll tell you.
Not just a story, Dan.
Slim.
Don.
This isn't the story.
I'm talking an
Slim.
actual record where he counseled somebody.
Slim caused trouble
That's
all the
enough.
time. All he wanted was more money. He kept after Jim. Just tell him, guys, we need more money. Jim said, I got enough.
Why don't he go to Heath where he lives and go to their township meeting?
They probably threw him out.
You don't live here. Am I right?
Yeah.
Go to Heath's meeting. That's my house.
You saw it?
I said, every time I said you live in Heath, I said, why don't you go to Heath's meeting?
Just wanna know who's making the thought.
Oh, what?
The thought.
Oh, God.
It's not a thought.
Anybody got any Ohio State basketball tickets you wanna get rid of tonight, Ken? I'd love to go see that game.
The game's on, isn't it?
It's going, 9, I think, it's got an actual
That's right.
start of it. Business on radio,
Where's Jeff at tonight? Got an idea? No, I'm thinking incoming trustee would have been here to kind of keep up on stuff, but. Yeah,
Hey, keep up on it.
he's been here.
You don't have to be here, you can listen to DVD.
Well, hopefully he'll show more interest in the township after he gets in and other meetings.
They would've just lengthened the meetings.
Not all night, but. Chief Wilson,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
second. Wilson from 600. I'll see you more. Fire contacts.
Oh, okay,
I talked to her today.
okay.
Except you just taking her to the.
I didn't think you needed it.